The viral buzz kicked off right after King Harris unleashed his latest track, with fresh footage suddenly surfacing of individuals tied to 50 Cent hanging around T.I.'s mansion. The clips spread like wildfire across social media, leaving fans hyped and speculating wildly about the real story. What exactly were those 50 Cent affiliates doing there? And how does all of this connect to the heated rap beef that's been dominating headlines? The online world is exploding with theories, and the behind-the-scenes drama is even crazier than it appears on the surface. Let's dive in and unpack the full picture step by step to really grasp why reports are swirling about 50 Cent's people showing up at T.I.'s mansion. You have to trace the full sequence of events because none of this happened in a vacuum. The latest chapter stems from discussions around a potential Verzuz battle. The roots of this current explosion seem to go back to conversations about a possible Verzuz matchup. T.I. opened up about it during his appearance on $1 Million worth of Game, sharing details of the exchange. According to T.I., he reached out to 50 Cent regarding a Verzuz, and things started positively. T.I. and 50 have been at odds ever since T.I. voiced his frustration over 50's decision to pull out of a Verzuz that he supposedly agreed to initially. Let's clarify that. T.I. claims he proposed the idea. He says 50 was on board at first, but then, per T.I., 50 backed out. T.I. has publicly stated he has zero respect for 50 Cent, accusing him of agreeing to Verzuz and then flaking. When T.I. aired this out on the podcast on the 27th of February 2026, that's when things really ignited. 50 Cent did not appreciate being called out publicly on a podcast. 50 had zero interest in doing a Verzuz, which prompted him to hit back at Tip by calling him King Rat in an Instagram comment. If you're familiar with hip-hop culture, you know exactly what that term suggests. He was straight up labeling T.I. a snitch. And T.I., who has faced similar accusations in the past, wasn't about to let that slide without a response. T.I. clapped back hard. "You playing on my name when only one of us a rat in real life? You know I got your paperwork, right? And my transcript is available online. Your excuses is useless. Get your in the box or STFU and live in fear." He added, "You soft son, you've lost my respect." That reply made it obvious T.I. wasn't going to back down. He was ready for whatever came next. And it didn't end with words. T.I. took it to the music. On the same day, February 22nd, he dropped a roughly 100-second preview of a track called War. While he doesn't name 50 Cent outright, multiple lines come across as a clear warning to anyone trying to provoke him. He teased it on Instagram. "Oh, you 966 ads want war. We on that." It looks like this is just a teaser for a full version of War, which could land on T.I.'s final album, Kill the King, set to drop later in 2026. That album title carries weight. T.I. has long called himself the King of the South, and he's framed this as his farewell to rap, claiming the crown makes you a target, and in chess, the goal is to kill the king. So Kill the King isn't random, it's tied to his legacy. For T1, this beef isn't casual, it's personal and tied to his entire career. And 50's reaction to the Verzuz call-out showed he felt the same way. Neither was planning to fold. Up to that point, it was strictly a two-man situation, 50 versus T.I. That shifted the very next day when 50 pulled a move that brought an entire family into the mix. He posted a photo of T.I.'s wife, Tiny Harris. The feud got personal over the weekend when 50 Cent shared an unflattering photo of Tiny Harris, T.I.'s wife. He captioned it with a direct message telling T.I. to keep his name out of his mouth. "I keep saying, keep my name out your mouth." That's when T.I.'s son, King Harris, jumped in. The back and forth between 50 and T.I. on social media sparked a brand new beef involving 50 and Tip's son, King Harris. After the mogul dropped that controversial photo of T.I.'s wife, Temeka Tiny Harris, King trolled 50 by referencing the mogul's late mother, Sabrina Jackson. The second 50 brought Tiny into it, King Harris made his stance crystal clear, and posting about another man's wife is what transformed this from a standard rap beef into a full family conflict. What followed took it from online banter to the studio, from Instagram comments to full tracks, and from words to lines that some felt went too far. So 50 Cent posted that photo of Tiny. And King Harris, T.I.'s 2-1-year-old son, didn't hesitate. After 50 shared an unflattering image of her performing, the couple's son, King Harris, fired back. King started on Instagram. In the comments, King wrote, "Where you mama?" A straight shot at 50 Cent's late mother, Sabrina Jackson, who passed away in 1983 when 50 was still a child. Then King escalated on his Instagram stories, launching a profane defense of his mother that included taunts aimed at 50 Cent's late mother. The remarks on King's story were explicit and included a demand for 50 Cent to stop disrespecting his family. This wasn't subtle or indirect. King Harris went hard at 50 Cent about his mother and kept the pressure on. He posted old photos. He dredged up 50's history. King Harris hopped online to blast 50 Cent in response to the beef with his father. He referenced 50's 2000 shooting, accused him of dissing Lil' Kim after pursuing her, claimed he got outsold and embarrassed by Kanye West, and threw in plenty more. 50 Cent is legendary for his trolling. He's been at it for over 2 decades. But King's response stood out due to the generational difference. The dispute between 50 Cent and T.I. has widened, pulling in T.I. Stu, 1-year-old son, King Harris. What started as a clash between 2 veteran rappers now includes a younger voice. And that younger voice wasn't pulling punches. 50 Cent hit back with his classic style. 50 responded with a graphic created by YouTuber 050 The Movement, featuring photos of King and his mother captioned, "God don't like ugly." He also shared an image mocking both Tiny and King, and he didn't stop there. Fifth went to Instagram and fired multiple more shots at the trap pioneer and his loved ones. He did this while promoting the 2026 Broadway revival of August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone, which he executive produced. Opening night was April 25th. He captioned the post, "No rappers, no bad BBLs, no little up albino kids, just sold out Broadway." That caption was widely seen as a direct shot at King Harris and Tiny. King responded quickly, sharing a photo of 50 Inch's court referencing domestic violence allegations. He wrote that 50 only applies pressure to women and told him to bring the smoke to the chimney. Meanwhile, T.I. stayed active too. T.I. has jumped in with his own music. In recent days, he released 2 tracks, War and Right One, both aimed at 50 Cent. On Right One, T.I. targeted 50 about his ex Daphne Joy and her past connection to Diddy. T.I. also hit back with a new diss track titled The Right One, mentioning 50's ex Daphne Joy's past relationship with Diddy. At this stage, we have T.I. dropping 2 diss tracks. We have King Harris relentlessly going at 50 on social media. And we have 50 Cent countering with memes, photos, and insults. The internet was glued to every post, story, and comment. And this marked the second time in 2026 that 50 Cent clashed with a rapper's son, following his earlier feud with Christian King Combs. So 50 Cent was already handling one rapper's son that year. Now he had another, and King Harris was about to elevate it from comments to the recording booth. On February 24th, King Harris dropped a diss track. King took direct shots at Fifth in a new song called Made Man. He called out the mogul for dissing his mother, making it clear he wouldn't stand for any disrespect. T.I.'s son, King Harris, has entered the feud with the release of his new track, Made Man. Taking direct shots at the G-Unit mogul, King dropped the song on digital streaming platforms along with a music video snippet on social media, making his position unmistakable. The song was straightforward. On February 24th, King released a song titled Made Man, addressing remarks he says targeted his mother. The track suggests the conflict is deeply personal for him, with bars aimed straight at 50. On the record, King addresses 50's recent online behavior with pointed lyrics targeting the Queen's rapper. The track serves as a response to 50 posting an unflattering image of T.I.'s wife, Tameka Tiny Harris, after Tip mentioned him on an episode of $1 Million Worth of Game. What set Made Man apart wasn't just the lyrics, it was the perfect timing. T.I. had just dropped War and Right One. King had been trading blows on Instagram for days, and then he released this track, and it blew up. People were sharing it everywhere. Reactions poured in across every hip-hop space. The song framed King Harris not only as T.I.'s son protecting his family, but as an artist making his own statement in the conflict. The track is positioned as a family defense. Notably, T.I.'s name is central in the conflict and King's response, showing how King has fully embraced the situation. And King didn't limit himself to the song. He kept posting more. King Harris continues to be a thorn in 50 Cent's side since jumping into the beef involving his dad, T.I. He's defended his father with his own diss track and supposedly authentic paperwork that paints 50 as a snitch. But those are just some of the moves Harris has made since entering the feud earlier this week. He's also taken some pretty harsh shots at the G-Unit boss's late mother, Sabrina. King Harris then posted what he claimed were documents, FBI paperwork, that he said proved 50 Cent cooperated with the feds. Alleged FBI documents shared by King Harris claim rapper 50 Cent cooperated in the 2009 Lel Fletcher murder case, intensifying his public feud with T.I. and family amid diss tracks and social media attacks. King Harris is not holding back amid his feud with 50 Cent, even digging up documents dating back to 2009. This marked a major escalation. First words, then music, then legal documents hitting social media. Around this time, 50 Cent began acting out of character. While 50 had initially gone harder with digs at Tiny and responses to King on his socials, the posts have since been deleted from his Instagram. 50 Cent deleted the posts. The man, famous for never backing down, never deleting, never retreating, wiped his posts about T.I. and King Harris from his page. King Harris reposts old allegations about 50 Cent after 50 deletes all T.I. and King posts. And King Harris noticed he kept the heat on. He reposted the allegations. He maintained the pressure, and Made Man kept circulating. Just when it seemed this would remain digital, new footage emerged and shifted the entire narrative. To understand why footage of people linked to 50 Cent near T.I.'s mansion is significant, consider how 50 Cent operates. This isn't the first time he's used physical proximity and footage strategically. Just days before the T.I. situation blew up, 50 Cent pulled a similar play on Jim Jones. On February 20, the Jamaica Queens mogul shared surveillance footage appearing to show Jones trying to kick in the door of his podcast studio in the Bronx. The post went viral fast. 50 Cent posted videos and photos on Instagram highlighting the incident, including a pic of himself with the building owner. The footage captured Jones kicking the door repeatedly before entering, while 50 delivered a direct threat. "Sam is my partner. I own the joint. Now you're going to fix every door you kick or I'm going to kick your ass, Jimmy. By Monday, you're destroying my property." 50 didn't stop at posting the footage. He posted himself with the landlord. He posted eviction notices. Hours later, he uploaded another image showing an eviction notice addressed to Joseph Jones, ramping up the public clash. He was signaling to Jim Jones, "I am here. I know people in your circle, and I have access to your world." The caption, "Damn, bro, this wouldn't happen if we was friends," carried more than humor. It implied influence and protection. That's 50 Cent's playbook. Surveillance footage, showing up where you're not expected, connecting with people in your opponent's orbit, and ensuring the internet witnesses it all. He executed it with Jim Jones. And now, with King's Made Man going viral, King posting alleged FBI documents, and 50 deleting posts, footage surfaces showing individuals connected to 50 Cent's network in close proximity to T.I.'s mansion. The footage has been spreading on social media. People are questioning what 50 Cent's affiliates were doing near T.I.'s property. Was it random, a deliberate statement? The same tactic 50 used on Jim Jones appearing in your space to send a message. This isn't new for 50 Cent bringing things offline. Curtis 50 Cent Jackson has had one of his most packed news weeks of early 2026, securing a major Netflix film role, trolling Jim Jones out of a studio, reigniting beef with Floyd Mayweather, and keeping his long-standing Ja Rule rivalry alive. The man balances multiple feuds while running an entertainment empire. He was promoting the 2026 Broadway revival of August Wilson's Joe Turner's Come and Gone, which he executive produced. 50 Cent has scored a major role alongside Kim Kardashian, Eva Longoria, Nikki Glaser, and Brenda Song in a Netflix comedy currently titled The Fifth Wheel. He isn't some rapper chilling at home posting memes. He's a mogul with connections everywhere, in every city and industry, with people who handle moves for him. So when footage shows his affiliates near T.I.'s property in Atlanta, a city where T.I. is iconic and built his legacy, people paid attention. Given the context, the Verzuz fallout, the Tiny photo, King's rants, the diss tracks, the paperwork, 50 deleting posts, the footage carried weight. Even law enforcement weighed in lightly. The city of South Fulton Police Department got laughs online with a tongue-in-cheek Facebook post about the lyrical dispute between T.I. and 50 Cent. The department's message stated the matter was outside their investigative jurisdiction and added, "No units dispatched for vocabulary disputes," clearly poking fun at the viral hip-hop exchange. The post blew up across platforms. The fact that a police department posted about this feud shows how massive it had become. People in Atlanta were buzzing. The nation was tuned in, and with footage of people linked to 50 Cent around T.I.'s mansion, the talk moved beyond songs and posts. It became about what happens when online beef spills into the real world. So here we stand. As of right now, the situation involving 50 Cent, T.I., and King Harris ranks as one of the biggest hip-hop feuds of 2026. The timeline lays it all out. It began on February 22nd when T.I. called out 50 on $1 million worth of game about the Verzoos. The exchange kicked off on February 22 when T.I. discussed a potential Verzoos battle with 50 Cent on the $1 million worth of game podcast. 50 responded by calling T.I. King Rat. T.I. fired back and dropped war. Then 50 posted the photo of Tiny. King Harris responded with his Instagram rant. 50 escalated with memes and insults targeting King and Tiny. T.I. dropped Right One. King posted 50 inches court. 50 promoted his Broadway show with shots at the family. King released Made Man on February 24th. King posted alleged FBI documents. 50 deleted posts. 50 Cent, though almost certainly joking, is telling fans he's looking ahead to a slow news day amid his continued back and forth with T.I. and King Harris. And then footage surfaced showing 50 Cent's affiliates at T.I.'s mansion, which brings us full circle to the title of this video. Now, what do we actually know about this footage? We know it exists. We know people on social media have been linking it to everything that unfolded this past week. We know 50 Cent has a clear pattern of using physical proximity and surveillance footage as a tactic. He did it to Jim Jones just days earlier. The surveillance footage dated February 19th has added fuel to a conflict that has been brewing online for months. 50 Cent's posts blend humor and intimidation, reflecting his signature trolling style while delivering a serious warning. And we know that King Harris hasn't backed down even after 50 deleted his posts. King kept posting. King Harris continues to be a thorn in 50 Cent's side since hopping in the beef that involves his dad, T.I. He's come to his pop's defense with his own diss track and supposedly an authentic piece of paperwork that paints 50 as a snitch. The larger story here involves generational dynamics in hip-hop. Tensions between 50 Cent and T.I. have officially spilled over to the next generation. King Harris is 21 years old. 50 Cent is a mogul with decades in the game. T.I. is preparing his final album. And the fact that all three are locked in this conflict simultaneously with music, social media, legal documents, and now footage near a private residence shows how hip-hop feuds function in 2026. They aren't confined to one platform. They aren't limited to one medium. They overflow. No public comments have been made by Tiny Harris regarding the exchanges between 50 Cent, T.I., or King Harris. Tiny, who was the spark for King's involvement, has stayed quiet publicly. T.I. has focused on his music. T.I., meanwhile, has kept his focus on new music, including War and The Right One. King Harris has focused on trolling, music, and digging up documents. And 50 Cent, who told fans he's looking for a slow news day, has been managing this alongside his Jim Jones situation, his Floyd Mayweather situation, his Netflix role, his Broadway production, and his Ja Rule rivalry. The man is running 5 feuds and a media empire simultaneously. Elsewhere, Tip earned his first solo Billboard Hot 100 entry in more than a decade with Let Him Know, which held at number 50 on the chart dated February 21. So, the feud, if nothing else, has boosted T.I.'s music numbers. The irony is that the Verzoos 50 refused might have generated less buzz than this beef has. The footage at T.I.'s mansion is the latest twist in this saga. Whether it was a deliberate message, pure coincidence, or something more, it has added a new dimension that goes far beyond social media. It has people wondering if 50 Cent is ready to escalate further. It has people asking if King Harris will respond again. And it has people watching T.I. to see if his final album will include even more shots at 50. What we know for certain is this. It doesn't look like the feud will end anytime soon. King Harris has said his piece in music. T.I. has said his piece in music. 50 Cent has said his piece on Instagram. And now there is footage that suggests the conversation may have moved from online to in person. The internet is watching. Atlanta is watching. And whatever happens next will probably end up on someone's Instagram before the day is out. That is where we are. That is the story. And if anything new develops and based on the pace of this week, something will. We will be here to break it down. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think 50 Cent is sending a message? Do you think King Harris crossed the line? Do you think T.I. should have kept this between himself and 50?